What up, Bookish fam? Welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name's Steph, and in my usual fashion of rant reviews, unfortunately, I read The Wives by Tarryn Fisher. Why, you may be asking? Good question. Unfortunately, I had to read it as a punishment of reading a friend's one-star book. And this was on their shelf, and it sucked so bad that I'm making pancakes.
It could change the world.
On we go.
Alright, so I'm super basic. I do not know how to make pancakes from scratch, and this book wasn't even worth that investment anyway. So this is easy, add water and mix and pour pancakes. Because Tarryn Fisher didn't have time to write all that, so I don't got the time to make that. That simple. Here's the deal with The Wives, okay? It's supposed to be a thriller about a woman who we find out about like a quarter of the way through the book, maybe not even. Her name is Thursday, but it's kind of like, I guess, a play on words because her husband only sees her on Thursdays because he spends the other days of the week, sorry for the camera change, with his other wives. So he has a Monday wife, a Tuesday wife, and a Thursday wife, right? Cool, whatever, totally their business. She is in a polygamous relationship that she agreed to. Her husband comes from Utah, where there's a large polygamous population. Cool, and then one day she decides that she wants to learn more about the other wives because the wives supposedly don't know about each other. So, you know, she wants to find out what's going on. And as she's going through this whole process, and I'll stop right here to say that this video is going to be full of spoilers. So if you have any intention of reading The Wives, I don't blame you if you want to click out of this video right now. But if you don't care because you want to save yourself some time, then by all means, please stay. If it's it shouldn't be any surprise that I rated this 1 star. Let's just put that out there right now. All right, here we go. So Thursday is in a relationship, a polygamous relationship that she agreed to, but she gets mad when she finds out that he spends more time with the other wives. Let me back up a little bit. I'm gonna be jumping around all over the place in this video. I'm gonna be jumping from the beginning to the end. It is not gonna be in chronological order because it's just Listen. This book was so trope heavy, okay? Tarryn Fisher literally went through like whatever the manual is for psychologists, the diagnosing manual. She just went through it and was like, oh, I know, hallucinations, check. Oh, I know, insanity, check. What, like, delusions, check. Like, obsession, check. Why? Why are we being so cheap? Why are we being so cheap, Tarryn Fisher? I don't understand. She was basically like, I'm gonna throw everything from every book and every trigger and, you know, exploit women's pain and suffering for the sake of a thriller. Because we can. So we will. Just, you know what? You know what? We ain't got time. So Thursday is in this polygamous relationship with a man that she at first admits when she started the relationship she had no interest in. I don't understand that. So supposedly, like, he approached her and then admitted that he is in a polygamous relationship, and she's like, oh no, I don't agree with that, but you know what, I'm thirsty, I'll do it. Like, what? Why? if you're in this kind of relationship, you agreed to the terms and conditions, why are you mad? Why are you mad that you're actually living with it? Like, if that's the style of life that you choose, cool. But why are you complaining about it? Oh. And this is why you guys shouldn't follow my videos for recipe and cooking advice. But anyway. Now I'm gonna add butter to a pan. So now that I've got my watery, floury, boxed pancake mix, let's talk about something, okay? Thursday is a nurse. Now, I don't know about you guys, but all the nurses that I know in real life work so hard. Like, they work a ton of hours. Ridiculous amount of hours. On their feet, all the time. They just work so hard. Sis has all this time. Sis has so much free time that she's actually, like, complaining that she feels like the other wives aren't taking care of him as much. Like, she has all the time to cook all these meals, do everything for him. Her life literally revolves around this dude. Honey, where do you get the time? Where? She has enough time to go on an investigation spree, to take these like 4-hour road trips from Seattle to Portland and go like spy on these other women? Sis, I thought you had a job. How'd this happen? So she decides to go find out about these other wives, right? And she ends up finding out where one of these girls live, and she goes to her house, and it's like a super rich, super nice house. She goes and stands outside, and lo and behold, the girl, the other wife, I think her name was Monday, she goes and she's coming home and she sees Thursday sitting outside her house and goes, "Oh, it's such a nice house. People always want to see it. You want to come inside?" Like, who are you people? Who are you people? Does anyone invite strangers into their house? Please explain to me if you just invite random strangers for tours of your house. Like, did we not see Red Dragon? Did we not see that Hannibal Lecter movie? Because that dude was like looking at all the footage of cameras and finding out the security system of these people's homes on the inside so he can go in and he can kill them and he could do all these horrible things. Did we not watch Hannibal Lecter? Did we not? Okay, I guess we didn't. So, Thursday obviously says, "Yes, I'd love a tour of your beautiful home." And they go inside and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be best friends. Oh my god." And while they're becoming best friends, Thursday notices that Hannah, who is Monday, has bruises on her, and she's like, "Oh, that couldn't be my Seth. That couldn't be my man." It's like, honey, hold on. You knew, oh, this pancake is not gonna be a circle. You knew from the get-go that, I can't even talk about it, it's so funny. You knew from the get-go that he had 2 other wives that you knew nothing about. You knew that he spent most of the week away from you. You don't even know what he's doing. So why is it so surprising that he might be a wife beater? I don't understand. I don't understand. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Okay. Somebody help me understand why she thinks this guy is so great. Please. Because I don't get it. So at a point in the story, right? At a point in the story, Thursday's talking to her mom. She's talking about, super trigger warnings, by the way, so if anything that has to do with women suffering is triggering to you, be aware of that right now, because we're about to talk about it. She's talking to her mother, and she's saying to her mother that she's upset that her husband doesn't spend enough time at home, right? So, naturally, the mother says, "Well, you could..." naturally the mother says, well, you could always just trap him by having his baby, because that's so logical, because that's so healthy. Right, we've never thought of that before. Genius! Genius, Tarryn Fisher. Genius. Right there. Plot twist, and we're not even at the real plot twist yet. She can't have babies. She had a miscarriage because, and get this, she believes she had a miscarriage because her husband fed her some tea, gave her some tea that she thinks caused the miscarriage. Because why? Because he might not have wanted to be with her, because he wanted a third wife, because he was tired of her, because he's just switching up wives, because this is the man that we're fighting for. Obviously, he's great, right? Later on, we come to find out that he was also hiding the pregnancy pills from his first wife. Like, I don't understand why all these women are protecting him. I really don't. Another point for the man's man. We just love a man who abuses his wives by hiding their birth control pills. Absolutely love it. This is thriller gold here, guys, in case you didn't know. So while we're at it, let's talk about the contradiction that is Thursday. Because like I said, I can't just stick in one place. I can't go in chronological order, right? So she's talking to Hannah, and she's talking about how, oh, how could she allow that to happen to herself? How could she allow him to hurt her like that? I don't understand what she must have done to deserve this. But at the same time, there's other sections where it's like she's talking about women working hard and women holding things down and women being so like strong. But she's also downing other women and being super jealous and calling them whores and all this stuff. Like, honey, either you are a feminist or a misogynist. Can we pick one? Can we pick one? Just one. Just pick one. Oh wait, you did? Oh, we're going with misogynist. Oh, okay, great. Let's talk about that. The moment she said, I'll be one of those wives who gives sex and sustenance 3 times a day, I was like, what is this garbage? What is this garbage? That's when it was a 1-star. It just went downhill. This book had so much potential, and Tarryn Fisher said, nope. The toxicity of this character. The toxicity. She literally kept asking herself, if he had a gun to his head, who would he pick? Monday, Tuesday, or me? Like, whoa, honey. But you know what? It makes sense though. It makes sense though, because 50% through the book, we had the main plot twist, which was, she is clinically insane. Nope, we didn't see that coming at all. Not at all. Totally original. Never been done before. Brava. Okay. I'm gonna put this to the side a second and add my toppings. I've got some slightly shriveled strawberries here that I'm gonna use as my topping. Because, you know, when they found out that they were gonna be in my wives review, they were like, no, please, use this for something better. I was like, no. So, continuing in the style of this easily predictable thriller, that was no longer a thriller. It was just like watching a flaming car roll down a hill on fire. You just can't look away. You know, it's so bad. You see it coming. You see the 5-car pileup, and you're just like, I gotta watch. So, later on, we are confronted with Thursday confronting Hannah and Seth in their home, which is actually her home that she forgot that she gave him to live in because he's such a swell guy. He's such a great guy. We're going to support him 110%. We're going to work hard. We're going to give him all our savings. We're going to give him our house. And he totally deserves it, right? But anyway, she's confronting them. And then all of a sudden, Regina, Tuesday wife, shows up. How did she get there? Who knows? But she shows up and she's like, oh, by the way, it's not them Thursday, it's you. You're insane. You don't know what you're talking about. So Thursday, she's like, no, I'm gonna prove it. He's been hurting her. And then Hannah says, no, he hasn't been hurting. He hasn't been hurting me. We just had an accident while having sex. Like, someone help me. Someone help me. Why did I read this? And here's the kicker. Here is the cherry on top. Thursday's got a gun, right? So she decides that she's gonna use the gun, and she shoots Seth in the knee. While I put on some maple syrup, she shoots Seth in the knee. He becomes crippled. He's in a wheelchair, he's no longer able to walk, and she kind of feels bad, and she's thinking to herself, man, I just took a dad away from his future kid because, by the way, other plot twist from earlier in the book, Hannah's pregnant, right? Because he didn't hide her birth control. So she shoots him in the knee and then goes, welp, looks like he won't be messing with any other women anymore because he can't have kids. Wait. Honey, you shot him in the knees, not in the testes. What are you talking about? Editing step here just to say, no wonder he got a third wife after Thursday, because chick thought that babies come out of knees. Like, if the entire book was a delusion from the first place, that means that the opening sex scene was actually her rubbing up on some knee. And he was like, oh no, honey, this ain't gonna work. Because we all know that knees are sexy. We've all looked at a knee and gone, that is a fine knee. I'm gonna get that knee. Tarryn Fisher not only said that we are going to take advantage of women's suffering for every extreme possible plot twist there is, but we're also going to make the man super basic, and we're also going to include every list of all possible mental disorders from the Psychologist's Handbook, and on top of that, we're going to be ableist. Great, fantastic, A1 content. Thank you, Tarryn Fisher, for giving me a reason to make strawberry pancakes. Anyway, that is my rant review about The Wives by Tarryn Fisher while making strawberry pancakes. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below if you've read The Wives or if you plan on reading The Wives. It's your future. Go right ahead. If you like this book, please tell me why. Tell me why you liked it. If you want to support me and my channel, I have a Ko-fi down below and a GoFundMe to help me with my college adventures. And I post videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye.